Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to episode. Shit, I forgot. I think this is episode number 23 of Thoughts and Hunches, Making Money in Bunches and Sucker Punches. Your boy Stoney is back. It's March. It's March Madness. This is crazy. Sorry it's so late. I'm getting it out to you just in time to get your picks in for the games that are going off today. Very, very busy Saturday. The last day of the regular season for most of the big conferences. The little conferences are already in conference tournament play. So shit's going to get real, right? And it's getting real today. So we're going to start doing 2 videos a week now as a precursor to the tournament. Tournament starts in 2 weeks. So next Sunday, a week from tomorrow, is Selection Sunday. But because of the craziness with Conference Championship Week going on this coming week, we're going to do another video on Tuesday night. So you'll have all your picks ready for round 1 of the Big Ten, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC. They all start on Wednesday. So I'll have all your picks ready to go on Tuesday night. So you'll be ready to fire. So I'd like to welcome, actually, let me go back for a second. I'd like to go back and welcome all my fellow lowlifes, hoodlums, scumbags, hustlers, fienders, degenerates. It's good to have you all back. This is the craziest time of year. We're going to be doing 2 videos a week, like I said, right from now up until next month. March, the first Monday of April is always Championship Monday. So this is it. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to fire away. We went 10-7 again last week, second straight 10-7 week. We're 58%, 58%, 58%. Seems like where we're going to sit. NFL, we finished 51.97%, below standards, but we don't really pay much credence to that. NCAA football was 62%. If that ain't making money, I don't know what is. College hoops, we're hanging right at the 58% marker. So before we get started on today's picks, let me give you one more, the stat of the week. I heard this the other day and it absolutely blew me away. Last week when Kansas beat Baylor and shocked the world, everybody, oh my God, Baylor lost, oh my God. I told you Baylor was going to lose twice before the start of the tournament, right? They go in Allen Fieldhouse and lose to Kansas. That's happened many, many, many times over the years. By the way, I had Kansas. It was an easy victory. But here's the stat of the week. Kansas, that was senior night at Allen Fieldhouse. Kansas has won 38 straight senior night games. Just marinate on that for a minute. For the last 38 years, on the last game of the season, the last home game of the season, senior night, they've won 38 straight. And they're not exactly playing scrubs. The Big 12, before that it was the Big 8, is no joke. But Kansas has owned it for years. They're the Kentucky of the Big 12, like Kentucky owns the SEC. But it was actually just an incredible stat when I heard that. 38 years in a row they've won senior night. Just crazy nuttiness. Okay, well, here we go. We're off to our picks. Here are the picks for the last Saturday of what we're going to call the regular season, even though some of these games might be tournament games. Actually, only a couple of my picks today are tournament games. The rest are major conferences, Power 5, Power 6, playing their last Saturday, right? Because their tournaments are going to kick off on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So anyway, here we go. We'll start right off the bat with a trip down to the ACC. Pitt versus Clemson. This is a good matchup. Pitt is 10-10. They've lost 3 out of 4. They're not going anywhere unless they shock the world and win the ACC tournament. Since that's not going to happen, Clemson is a big favorite here at 8.5. But Clemson I mean, they're not really, I don't want to say they're not playing for anything. It's all about seeding for them in the ACC tournament and the NCAAs, because they are in the NCAAs at 15-6 and winners of 2 out of 3. But just something about this doesn't feel right. 8.5 is an awfully large number to give to a dangerous team. I'm not going to say a very good team, but a dangerous team in Pitt. We'll take Pitt. We'll take the 8 and a hook, and we'll go from there. Next, we'll move on to the Big East. Classic matchup, Georgetown, Connecticut. This, takes me back 30 years, 40 years, right, 30 years, to the good old days of the classic Big East. I mean, Calhoun versus Thompson. It doesn't get any better than that. Anyway, Georgetown is not a good team. They're 9-11, but they've won 4 out of 5 somehow, some way. Patrick Ewing's got them finally playing defense, because they weren't doing it at all this year. And today they're in Connecticut. I'm sorry, I was having some major issues there. Hold on. And I just lost my video. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. Today they're in stores in Connecticut. UConn's won 4 out of 5. UConn's playing better. They're a better team. That's why they're laying such a big number. But we're going to take the Hoyas. 9.5, too big of a number to lay. Take Georgetown. SEC matchup, Kentucky versus South Carolina. Neither of these teams is going anywhere. Kentucky is 8-15. They've won 3 out of 5. South Carolina's lost. South Carolina's lost 4 out of 5. They're 6-13, and just a complete disaster. 8.5 may seem like a big number for UK to lay, but UK, this is the time of year. I mean, UK, if anybody has the talent to shock the world and come from nowhere to win their conference tournament, it's Kentucky. But that's not going to happen. But they are going to win big today. So lay the 8.5 over South Carolina, and Kentucky should win this one easily. Back to the ACC, Notre Dame, Florida State. Here's a good matchup. Florida State is the team to beat in the ACC right now. They're ranked 11th. They're 15-4. They've won 4 out of 5. They're playing really good ball. And they're 7.5-point chalk on the road up in South Bend. Notre Dame, on the other hand, they're 9-14. They've lost 5 in a row. They're going in the complete opposite direction. They're just not getting it done. And FSU, we're going to lay the 7.5 here. That's that has to be the play. I just don't feel right about taking the Irish here. SEC matchup, Alabama, Georgia. Bama's the team to beat. Bama's has already won the SEC. They've pretty much run away with it. They're ranked 8th. They're 20-6. They've won 4 out of 5. They're getting it done in both aspects. They run the hell out of the ball. And Georgia, on the other hand, has put together not bad of a season. They're 14-10, even though they've lost 4 out of 5. The problem with Georgia is that they beat up on the bad teams of the SEC, but they can't beat the good teams, right? Bama's the top team, so Bama's going to go in and Bama's going to beat up Georgia pretty easily down in Athens today. Indiana, Purdue, classic matchup here with the two Indiana squads playing each other, and the tides have turned over the last 20 years. Purdue's been a lot better than Indiana, and that's the same today. Purdue's 8.5-point chalk at home, and they're 17-8. They're ranked 4th, I'm sorry, they've won 4 in a row. They're ranked 21st. They could be a scary team for Big Ten teams come tournament time on Wednesday. Don't know how far they can go in the big tournament, but in the Big Ten tournament they could scare a couple teams. Indiana, on the other hand, has lost 4 in a row. They're 12-13. They're a complete mess. So that means we're going to take Indiana. That's a smart play. It's that time of year when big-time blue blood schools that haven't had good seasons, now's their chance. I'll take the 8.5. Purdue wins, but Indiana covers. So take the Hoosiers. Utah ASU, Pac-12 matchup. Neither team right here is going anywhere. They're both 10-12. They've both won 3 out of 4, but they're both heading just in the wrong directions. And ASU has been a massive, massive underachiever. They were picked to finish second or third in the Pac-12 this year, but Bobby Hurley just has not gotten it done. And Utah's always a middle-of-the-road team as far as Pac-12 goes, and Kristoviak hasn't done his job at Utah this year either. So we're going to take Utah. They're at home, up in the mountains, -2.5. And, Utes win. Next up, Oklahoma State versus West Virginia. This is, come on now. This is what March basketball is all about. This could be a Final Four matchup right here. 17th ranked Okie State comes in 17-7. They've won 3 out of 4. They're riding Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham very easily could be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. He's that damn good, and he's just been dominating. But today, they're up in Morgantown, and the 6th ranked Mountaineers are 18-7, and they're eyeing a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. So Bob Huggins has this team believing. He has them playing defense, and he knows that this team I don't want to say very easily, but could come out with a number 1 seed. If they lose today but win the tournament, win the Big 12 tournament, they'll be a number 1 seed, right? If they win and maybe lose in the championship of the Big 12 tournament, they still might be a number 1 seed, right? Depending on what the other schools, what happens with Baylor and schools like that. But West Virginia is a clear number 2 seed right now, and they're looking good. But 6.5 against Oklahoma State, that's a big number. West Virginia wins. Oklahoma State covers. We'll take the 6.5. Back to the Big East, Villanova, Providence. Nova's the team to beat. Quietly, they're the quietest team in basketball this year. They had a COVID outbreak, and they were out for a while, and they came back, and they've just been winning, and nobody's really paying much attention. They had 1 loss to Creighton, and everybody's like, oh my God, they lost to Creighton. And then guess what? They came back, they beat Creighton. They've now won 4 out of 5. They're 16-4. No one's talking about them. They're still ranked 10th in the country, and no one's talking about them, but we're talking about them. We're going to take Nova. We're going to lay 4 and a chunk on the road in Providence today. Providence starting to play better. They've won 3 out of 5, but not today. Nova wins easily. Lock of the day right there, Nova. Next, we move back to the SEC, Missouri, LSU. This is going to be a great matchup. These are 2 good squads. They're both dancing. They're both going to be playing in 2 weeks. They're both going to hear their names called next Sunday. It depends on how they both do in the SEC tournament beginning Wednesday, but they're both going to the big dance. 15-7 are the Tigers, and the Tigers and the Tigers. 15-7 is Mizzou. 15-8 is LSU. They both come in at 2-2. It's a very even matchup, but this game's in Columbia, so we're going to lay the 2 and take Mizzou -2 at home. ACC, back to the ACC. This is a really good matchup. You got number 21 Virginia, still the defending champs. They're 1.5 point chalk on the road at Louisville, and Louisville has really been playing well. Virginia's lost 3 out of 5 somehow, but they're still 16-6. Louisville's bounced back. They've won 2 out of 3. They're 13-5. Even though somehow, some way they're not ranked, they're playing really good ball, and they're going to be a very, very dangerous out in the ACC tournament. So we like Virginia here. Virginia's still the champs, and a little bit of order is restored, even though Louisville is a very good team. We're going to take Virginia. Big Ten matchup. of the day right here. Matchup of the day, Illinois, Ohio State. Doesn't get any better than this. Number 4 versus number 7. This is clearly a matchup for a top seed in the dance because Ohio State has now lost 3 in a row, and they're 18-7. Illinois has won 3 in a row, and they're 19-6, ranked number 4, and they've pretty much slid into that number 1 seed that Ohio State had last week before they went on their 3-game bender. Well, we're going to stick with Illinois. I mean, when I saw the 1.5 point number, I figured there's something wrong. This could be a trap that the odds makers know something about, and that's why, they want people to take Louisville, or they want people to take Illinois, because there's something wrong with Ohio State. Ain't nothing wrong with Ohio State. Ohio State's a very dangerous team, but Ohio State is just small. They're the smallest team in the Big Ten, and they just, they can run the floor and they can shoot, but that's about it. They don't rebound well. You've seen what Illinois has done the last 3 games without Ayo Dosunmu, who has a very good chance of being a National Player of the Year. But Illinois won without him. And they should have him back today. If they don't have him back today, they will have him back Wednesday for the tournament. But we're going to take the Illini plus 1.5 on the road in Columbus today. Another classic matchup, Duke, Carolina. Yeah, ESPN will pepper us and throw it down our throats, but nobody gives a shit. Carolina stinks. Duke stinks. Carolina has a much better chance of getting in the tournament than Duke does right now. But, I could easily see this tournament going off without either one of them. Although Carolina, it looks like they're in. Duke is going to have to win today and have to win a couple games in the ACC tournament if they expect to hear their names called next Sunday. Otherwise, sorry, Duke, you're out. And you're out today. Sorry, Carolina handled you the first time. They're going to handle you again today. They're in Chapel Hill. UNC -2 and a chunk. Let it go. Belmont versus Morehead State. I've been on the Belmont bandwagon. They're right up the street here for me. This is the semifinals of the Ohio Valley Conference Championship. Belmont was cruising along at 24-1. They had a 17-game win streak. Everything was going well, and then they lost 2 straight games last week. One of them pretty convincingly to Morehead State. But since then, they bounced back. They won 2 in a row here in the tournament. And now they're in the semifinals against Morehead State. Here we are again. Morehead State's cruising. They've won 6 straight. They're 22-7. They're the team to beat. They're the hotter team. But Belmont, it's just, I can't see any scenario rolling where Belmont is going to go 4 games in a row without being able to make a 3-pointer. They're just not shooting well right now. And this is a team that if they do one thing well, it's they shoot the 3 well. They haven't been doing it well lately. Well, today they are. They're 6.5 point chalk. We're going to lay the 6.5. We're going to go against conventional belief. Belmont wins this game by double digits. Last 2 games for us, Marquette, Xavier. Marquette -1.5 at home up in Milwaukee. Xavier's 13-6, and they've got the record that looks good, but they've lost 3 out of 5, and I'm just not a big fan of the way they're playing down the stretch. Marquette is 12-13. They got a good chance of finishing above 500, which is actually not bad considering where they started. They've won 3 out of 4. We'll take Marquette, lay the 1.5. Last game on the board for us. This isn't the last game on the board, so I don't know if you can call it a true degenerate special, but for us, for us, the degenerate special is always the last pick of the week, or our last pick. And our last pick, we're going to go back to conference tournament play, and on the West Coast is the West Coast Conference. The semis are today, Loyola, St. Mary's. This is a good matchup. This is a classic matchup. They're both 13-8. They've both won 3 out of 5. And this is a very even matchup, as both teams are hoping to win and advance and stun the world by knocking off Gonzaga. Not going to happen. But we're going to take Loyola today, +4 and a chunk on the road in Moraga. And Loyola's our winning pick. So there's 16 plays. Those are the picks for the week. quickly before I get ahead of myself, if you're the guy who's at the casino right now, waiting for my picks to come out so you can write them down and scribble them down and text all your buddies and Stoney said this and Stoney said that, dude, you need to get a job. You know, stop stressing over when I'm going to post my video. When I post my video, you'll know I post my video. I don't work for you. All right? And you know if you know I'm talking to you right now. So I'm just saying that, all right? Right? If you got to figure out a way to get your picks, figure out a way. But don't wait for me to give them to you, right? But I am telling you, you will have your picks. You get them today, in time to make your picks for today, and you'll have them Tuesday night leading up to Wednesday. And same thing next week. You'll have them Friday, and then you'll have them again on Tuesday. So anyway, that's it for me. I want to give a quick shout out to my girl Roya. It's her birthday today. Roya, yeah, my Persian beauty. Oh, God, been friends with you forever. Love you. Hope you're having a great one today down in the Valley of the Sun. And finally to Lena and Ray. Lena, God, you rock. You know, it's too bad you married a degenerate, scumbag, loser, lowlife. Oh, was I looking in the mirror when I said that? No, I was talking to all of you guys. Lena, you know your husband's a degenerate, fiender, hustler, scumbag, lowlife. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that. That's why I love Ray. So Lena and Ray, shout out to you guys too. I hope you all have a very profitable Saturday. Come back on Tuesday. Click subscribe if you haven't. Down in the right-hand corner here, click subscribe. That will notify you when a new video goes up, but the new one will go up on Tuesday. In the meantime, have fun. Make some money out there today. Definitely go out and when you hit them, you got to hit them hard. So, number one, there's money on the streets that can't be ignored. Don't forget that. Number two, if you're going to win big, you got to bet big. Number three, to me, the action is the juice. And number four, good luck to you.